My name is Tasneem Antulay. I am an attorney in Pretoria. I work for a firm called Maponya Incorporated. I was the CEO of the firm until the 1st of September 2022. So I joined Maponya in 2008. I joined as a normal attorney at the firm. A year later, I was appointed as the Human Resource Director. So I took care of all the human resources in the firm as well as my own litigation work. So I did a lot of work for the Road Accident Fund, and I'm glad to say that I was always either the highest fee earner in the firm or the second highest fee earner. So I was very passionate about third-party litigation. Subsequent to that, I became the CEO about 5 years later, and it was also a different challenge. I enjoyed the challenge. It was something different. You needed to know a lot of things other than the legal aspect of stuff. For example, you needed to know finance. So I've done a postgrad in finance. I'm glad to say that I passed it with a distinction. So it assisted me quite a lot with knowing the business aspect as well of the practice. Especially we had a practice, I think our staff complement was about 120 people, and we had branches in Mafeking, Klerksdorp, Bloemfontein, Johannesburg and Pretoria. So you had to keep focus and you had to ensure that each branch did what they were supposed to do. You had to keep control of all 120 staff members. You had to know everyone personally. You get to know people not only from a work perspective but also a personal perspective. So it builds a lot of character, it builds a lot of people skills, and I think it helps you also in the professional field because you then tend to look at your clients as people. You build reputations with your client. Subsequent to that, about 2 years ago, I was asked to sit on the bench. So I sat as an acting judge. I think I've done it now 4 times. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a lot of responsibility, so it's not all that glamorous. People wonder what judges do, but trust me, to make that final decision and to write that final judgment, it's horrifying because you need to know that what you're doing is correct because it affects so many people. I've elected not to take up another term of office as I want to dedicate my time to my clients. I declined because I've been doing work for a lot of parastatal departments. I do work for the South African Nursing Council. It's a lot of administrative law. Also for I do a lot of labor law for ESCOM and SARS, and I started with a new field of law that I'm working with SARS. For example, yesterday I had an urgent application regarding customs and excise law, and it took a lot of preparation, but I was given the instruction literally in the last minute the night before. So we went to Mpumalanga, to the High Court there. Obviously, I feel like I'm seasoned enough that not in all my matters I require an advocate to be present. So what happens is I represent my client personally. I get quite wrapped up in a matter, and I'm glad to say the matter of yesterday went very well, that we even got a cost order in our favor. So yeah, it's like an adrenaline boost. It's actually fantastic. I love it. I love the wins. Yes, the losses are sometimes, disappointing, but you move on. But learning new things, it's invigorating. I simply love it. I believe in women empowerment. My mission and vision is to empower the younger generation. So I've taken a lot of people over the years under my belt, and right now I have these 3 amazing women that are serving the articles of clerkship, not specifically under me, but they have asked me to mentor them. So obviously I have shared some work with them and I've been mentoring them, but giving them the entire mentorship, not only with regard to the work itself and the legal fraternity, but how to carry themselves, how to dress, how to interact with clients, what's proper and what's not proper. Yes, there is also a sharing of skills and there's a sharing of information, but when they leave, when they finally go on their own, I want them to have the wings and the confidence to be great out there, not just good or mediocre. You know, I want them to be great attorneys and I want them to have the entire package. And I feel that in today's world, as much as we say women empowerment, women tend to step on each other, you know, they don't want to uplift each other. So I want to break that cycle. I want to uplift them, and in return, when they are at a stage where they feel that they can give back, I want them to do the same thing because someone did it for them. So that's the legacy I would love to leave. I feel like I'm towards the end, not really end, but middle to end of my career, and I would love people to learn, and I would love to impart that knowledge to the younger generation. I met Salomé around 2008. She was actually an opponent of mine. I worked a lot for the Road Accident Fund. I was one of the defendant attorneys. What struck me about her and her firm was the way they did their work. It was very meticulous. She was very professional at all times, but yet I was a bit scared of her at first. So obviously when you don't know Salomé, you become afraid of her. It's not because of her personality or something, but because of how good she is in what she does. I never wanted to be her opponent, but I would have loved everyone to have her on their side. That's the reason for my recommendation. I feel that she takes each matter and gives it her personal touch, and she actually is involved in each and every matter. You would not go to Salomé's firm and just speak to a secretary. You would get her insight. She would have read your papers, she would have knowledge, and she will not give you anything but the best. And when you leave her, I feel that every client that leaves her, because obviously I got feedback from family and friends, they all were extremely satisfied. So I have a lot of respect for her, both professionally and personally, because since then I've got to know her, and a beautiful, lovely soul inside and out.